Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Brev. Welcome to episode 13 of What Would Brev Do? This is the series where I, a top 50 player, play an entire game from start to finish and walk you through what's going on in my head the entire time. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more MLB The Show 20 content. It's much appreciated. And drop a like on the video down below. It helps me out a ton. So this is part 3 of us debuting all 3 of the new 4th inning program. Bosses, we got Joe Torre behind the plate in this one. We could play Didi at second, Biggio behind the plate, and Torre at third. But I figured in Torre's debut, it would be best to have him behind the plate. So we ordered the lineup this way. We're also keeping Ellsbury in there. He was the debut in the last episode. Definitely going to start working towards his prestige, so got to start getting him some at-bats. I was playing Trammell a lot in left field, and I think Ellsbury prestiged is probably better than Trammell. So that's what we're working towards. Some of you guys have been asking about, I talked about this in a previous episode, but some of y'all have been asking, can I go over lineup, why I set the lineup the way I do in this video, and I just don't think it's good for this type of video, just because I need to get in a game and get going. I don't want to spend too much time in the beginning keeping you guys here without gameplay, because it's easier for you guys to click off the video that way. So there are several coaching episodes going up this week. I will dive much deeper into lineup construction in those, so stay tuned for that, and eventually I may make lineup construction its own video. But what we're going to do in this one, pitching wise, is something that I haven't seen almost anyone try, and I'm definitely willing to be the guinea pig for this. So we're actually going to go with an opener. Is this TJ? Okay, it's not my boy TJ. We're gonna try an opener. So I haven't seen almost anyone do this. I think there's a lot of reasons why people aren't doing this. Namely, first off, that starting pitchers are just better than relief pitchers in the game right now. Why would you use a bullpen arm in the first inning when you can just use Kluber or someone like that? So there's a lot of merit to not doing it, but I want to try it out. I think there's some upside. You can get some early pinch hits going if you get your 9-hole up, like in the first or second inning, or in the second inning, with a high leverage situation, stuff like that. Then you can go to a starter afterwards. We'll see how it goes. We're using Rob Nen. I thought about using Eckersley, but it's really important with an opener to not get rocked in the first inning. If your opener starts getting beat around a lot, it makes things really awkward as far as making decisions. So Eckersley more prone to giving my opponent a good first inning than Rob Nen is, I think. With our approach, we are doing our typical stuff. I'm pretty much always just taking till 2 strikes with almost every hitter in the first inning. I want to see how my opponent pitches. I want to see how they're sequencing, how they want to attack me. And if they're going to give me a walk at any point, I will definitely take that with speed towards the top of my lineup. This guy is sequencing pretty typical with Kluber right now. And he hangs me a slurve right down the middle. So that's a really good at-bat to start the game. And already we're in a pressure point situation where I'm actually going to flip it around and try to be aggressive here, especially since he threw me a sinker right down the middle to start. And I just missed it. So Ellsbury better versus righties. Guy on first base, it's a good time to be aggressive. We don't want to be over aggressive. You can see he's already adjusting, throwing me a balls again. But I'm usually super patient in the first inning unless I get an opportunity to be aggressive, which I believe this is. Great pitch, cutter inside. I have to swing there because it tunnels like a sinker that front doors me. 1-2 count here. I don't know what he's going to throw. Sinker up. We luckily fouled that off. We were so late. I gotta imagine he's going to go slurve here. Cutter. Dang. We're getting some pretty lucky foul offs, actually. Try to paint me with the four-seamer in. Cutter in, same tunnel, great pitch, another good foul off. Jacoby's battling right now. What a pitch, and we went down and got it for a home run? Dude, Jacoby's a glitch. Oh my god, he really hit that pitch out. Bro, oh my god. I have seen nobody do that this year. That's disgusting. That might be a ship it home run, but oh my god, the other way down the line, and that literally could not have been a better pitch. What in the world is Jacoby Ellsbury? Okay, Jacoby's stealing the show even when it's not his debut. Sorry, Joe Torre. Wow, what a start! What an at bat that was. Already Kluber 19 pitches, nobody out. Oh, we were right on that. I wish I would have dropped a little more. We would have crushed it too. Our timing's been really good lately. I mentioned in a couple episodes I got a new controller. I don't know if it's placebo or if my old controller was really like kind of broken where it was giving me input lag, but ever since I switched controllers I have just been crushing the ball even on Legends, so let's hope we can keep it up. But we definitely want to stay true to our approach here. I would imagine he would start pitching a little more carefully given that we kind of tagged him up with the first two batters, but he really hasn't. You see, that was his 23rd pitch and 21 of them have been for strikes. So this may just be this guy's tendency to pitch with. I'm still going to take till 2 strikes probably with Hanley here. Or Torre. I'm so used to Hanley. We'll see what he does here. If he stays in the zone, if he starts pitching disrespectful, all that stuff, we'll keep that in mind so we can turn around and be aggressive when we have a high leverage opportunity to do some damage. But yeah, this guy is all over the zone. He's thrown 2 balls literally the entire first inning. 3 sinkers there. We'll keep that in mind as well. The triple up sequence is not pretty typical, so that was highly unusual. He caught me off guard there. So good on him. Let's see how this opener does. Like I said, I went Nin over Ek because I think Nin's a little bit harder to hit, especially when you're kind of caught off guard with having to face a reliever in the first inning. I think there's a little bit of a mental advantage to using an opener here, and that your opponent's kind of like, wow, this is super weird, I don't know how to approach this. And we're dotting right now, so good job, Rob Nin. Rob Nin's actually pretty disgusting on Legend as well. If I was to pick an opener, Rob Nin's got to be up there, man, because he is a little wild, and so putting him in late in the game is a little bit sketchy depending on the situation, but putting him in early in the game, if he walks some people, you can just go to the next man up. So I like Rob Nin a lot as an opener. Like I said, I don't know if an opener's good. I probably wouldn't try it if I were you until I personally get a lot of reps with it and figure out how it's optimized. There's a lot of stuff you can do with your lineup as well to make an opener better, and if you really want to be cheese about it, you can make that stuff even better by only playing home games. So maybe I'll release that information, maybe not. Like I said, I don't even know if an opener is going to be good, but I just wanted to try it out, and I thought it'd be a fun thing to do for a video. But we threw pretty much nothing but off speed to those last 2 batters because his bat was so fast, and the reason his bat was fast is because he looked silly on a fastball in the first at bat. I often talk about people overcompensate when they take bad swings or bad takes. That was definitely a situation there where he completely slowed his bat down because or he completely sped his bat up, sorry, I lost my train of thought, because of the fastballs that I threw in the first at bat. So here's what we're gonna do in this situation. You see, oh, there's so much to talk about here. So his next 3 hitters: Reggie Jackson, Jose Ramirez, Mike Trout. This is either really poor lineup construction or he's platooning people, and this is one of the big upsides to using an opener that I think is it really hard counters people using platoons, because they switch their platoon bats and then you can just bring a starter in of the opposite handedness and kind of just screw them over that way. So Jackson, Ramirez, Trout, literally 3 hitters in a row that hit lefties worse. So we're going to warm up a reliever lefty and a starter lefty. We're definitely throwing a lefty next inning. If our pitcher spot comes up and we pinch hit, then we're going to go to the starter lefty. If we go 1, 2, 3 and our pitcher spot doesn't get up, we're going to go to the reliever. That allows us to just throw 1 more inning before our pinch hit and then go to a starter after that. So that's what's going on with this. Again, this is a lot of strategy with openers that you guys probably aren't going to use, but that's just what's going on in my mind right now. If we end up going to the starter lefty and then he platoons, we're probably going to only throw 1 inning with Lodolo and then immediately go to a right-handed starter. So you guys can call that cheese, but I'm just trying stuff out here, man. We're trying to win games, you know. So he's still hyper-aggressive in the zone. I can't believe how many balls this guy hasn't thrown. So we will definitely start trying to be a little more aggressive given the opportunity. Great cutter there inside. I'm surprised they gave me a bailout animation there. That wasn't really that far off the plate. Probably more hard stuff here. Changeup, nice. Changeup's a great pitch for him to throw there because it looks just like a sinker, and he's been having a tendency to throw sinkers in this spot, which I assume this is what it'd be. Nope. Great sequence there from him. Kept me off balance really well. So good on him. He finally threw a ball, and I took the bait. He's also locating really well, despite giving up 2 runs quick. A lot of his strikes that he's throwing are on the black, so... Down 0-2 yet again. I'm sure some of you in the comments are cringing right now at how many 0-2 counts I'm in, but this is the approach. Early on the cutter, there's no way that should ever get down. How did I hit that far? Jeez. What we're doing is we're sacrificing 0-2 counts, or we're allowing ourselves to be behind in the count for information is really the point of this approach. And then if they end up walking you or they start being wild, that's the upside of the approach. But being down 0-2 in a count is not the worst thing in the world, especially early in the game, especially with a lead that we have the luxury with. So 2 cutters right down the middle. You can see, don't ring me up, man. Oh, they did. Rip. Horrible inning, actually. But not the worst thing now because we can go to a reliever instead of a starter, and then if he's platooning, we can counter that immediately afterwards. Yeah, let's get a righty reliever going and a righty starter going. Let's go Oswalt. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me use Kluber in relief. What was I talking about? Sorry, I lost my train of thought, guys. I'm sure I was going to finish whatever thought I had, but it escaped me now. But yeah, like I said, this is 3 hitters in a row that hit lefties worse, so either he's got a platoon here or he is at a big disadvantage. If he's not platooning, his lineup construction has to be better. I think he's kind of disguising Jose Ramirez and Mike Trout, because Ramirez is a switch and Trout's a righty, but literally all 3 of them hit lefties worse, so it's just a big hole in his lineup that if I were coaching him, I would tell him to work on the lineup construction. Again, I don't use these videos to dog on my opponent. I'm just talking you guys what I'm observing and what's going on in my head. Good swing by him there, but again, Ramirez just doesn't hit lefties well. That was probably good, so he got screwed on it a little bit. Good okay, so not as bad. Trout up the middle. I got a little too sinker happy there. If you think people... Oh, wow, Jones is after Trout. This is even worse. I don't know what is going on. Oh, we got so lucky. I was going to say, if you're going to constantly throw sinkers or hard stuff to someone, make sure you do it up and away or just low and away, something. Because if they turn on it and it's inside, you're going to get punished a lot. So we actually got super bailed out there. Now we pinch hit. This is the beauty of the opener, the early pinch hitter. And now we are actually going to... See, this is tough. He's got a cap named Nolan Arenado, I think. I think I am going to go with Lodolo just because so many people in his lineup hit lefties worse. That entire stretch of 4 batters is just super weird. If he platoons after I go Lodolo, then tip your cap, well played. But this guy is still just pounding the zone, so we may have to switch our approach here soon. Hopefully we can get some runners on base, start a rally, so then we can really punish with it. But yeah, he's just relentlessly throwing me cutters. I guess he doesn't think I can hit it, which I guess I haven't hit it yet. There's a slurve. We're going to line out to right field. That's tough. Perfect liner, perfect PCI. Nothing you can do about that one, man. Now the lineup turns over. Gonna stay patient with Biggio here, but I'm probably just gonna end up in an 0-2 count yet again. I really do want to start swinging early in the count, but I need to pick my spot to do it, and I also need to make sure I'm still working Kluber's pitch count up a decent amount every inning, just so that I don't end up facing him for 9 innings, because facing him for 9 innings is not a good time. Although facing him as a starter is much better of a time than facing him as a reliever, I will say that. So bat was slow there. I figured he'd go sinker up and in. It was just not in the zone. Again, my PCI was perfect there. If he'd have thrown me a strike, I probably would have crushed that. I was really only late because it was higher than the zone. So again, not a whole lot we can do there, but tip our cap. Good stuff from him. And then he caught me sleeping there. That was almost a frustration hack from me. That I should never be swinging at that pitch. That's my fault. Again, just relentlessly throwing the lefties. Cutters, man, this is a huge tendency thing that we will look to take advantage of. Should he hang one? Man. Yep. So my mechanic's not the greatest there. We did end up swinging at the correct pitch though, which was a fastball down the middle. Just missed. Had late timing. It happens. We're gonna have to figure out our mechanics and change our approach around because he's doing a really good job of staying ahead in the count against me. Let's go ahead and sit Roy down. I don't think I'm gonna go to anyone but Lodolo for a while. So now we basically start our pitcher in the third inning. So opener's kind of interesting. I like that we can do it this year. I wish there was some restriction where you could only use like one starter per game. I think that would be a really good change for this. I definitely like the ability to go reliever into starter, so I don't want them to make it like 100% you can never bring a starter out of the bullpen. But multiple starters in the same game, if it's like less than 9 innings. Like if you go to extras, sure, use another starter, but I don't know. That's what I would do. But yeah, Lodolo's nasty, man. I love pitching with this card so much. We pitched with him in like the crazy game in episode 10. If you missed that, you gotta watch that episode. That was a good one. Again, a new pitcher here. We're still not really sure where his bat speed is at, and his bat speed may be a little different now that we're using a different pitcher, especially one that doesn't throw quite as hard. Lodolo's more of a break kind of guy than a velocity guy. So I like to pitch rocking chair style when I don't really know where my opponent's at, and then once I figure out where they're at, try to counter it. So you can see his bat was slow, then fast. We'll try to go off speed again. He was early, so let's try to go off speed in the dirt one more time, see if he keeps his bat fast. My pitch was nowhere close. Let's try slider again with the off speed. If he slows the bat down and beats me, he beats me. He was still early there. Now let's try a high tunneled off speed because it'll look like I'm countering with a four seam or a sinker. Again, nowhere close. And now I don't want to walk him, so I'm just going to give him a sinker. If he crushes it, he crushes it. Ooh, Eric Thames at first. He was late on it, so he did make the adjustment expecting off speed there. It's a good inning from Lodolo. Now we got to start hitting these cookies that he's throwing me. And he did not throw me a cookie. Interesting. I don't know if he's making an adjustment or if he just missed his spot there. Seemed like he just missed his spot. Yeah, we gotta start swinging early in the count because he's just he's wrecking me, getting ahead in the count. And even just like even though I swung too late at a sinker, maybe just the fact that I will swing or that I'm showing that I will swing early in the count will make him pitch a little more conservatively. I don't know. We'll have to figure out as the game goes on. 3-2 count with Sheffield here. This is typically a sinker up and in and a slurve low and away, so I'm expecting one of those two. Sinker up and away. I was early on it. That was a great pitch, backdoor sinker. Was not expecting that at all. Alright, mix up. If he's gonna throw me another cutter in the zone, I gotta be ready to crush it here. He did, I missed. And still late on it somehow, even though I'm sitting on it. My PCI was off. The mechanics are not there, boys. There was a sinker down the middle. I think he's gonna run that down. Oh, he's not. Let's go. Good, okay. I think he's baiting me into going to third here. Good play. Good play. I should have been out. So, let me just talk about what he just did, because that was... He didn't get rewarded, but that was a sick play. After the ball hit off the wall, he kind of ran into the wall on purpose, which makes it look like lag desync. And because the ball kind of got away from him, I decided to go to third, but he actually immediately turned around and grabbed the ball and threw to third. So that was actually an outfield bait that he did really well. If Mickey was slower than 95 speed, I would have been out. So good on him. We got to be super aggressive in this at bat. I really just hit that out. Are you serious? That's disgusting. I don't know what to say about that. Joe Torre used Joe Torre on directional. What in the world? Late OK 89. Hello? Hello? He's so tilted. You see how long it took him to throw? He's pissed, dude. I'd be so pissed too. Classic ship it home run there. That was absolutely hard to watch. But as I was saying before, I took that disgusting swing and got rewarded for it. I have to be hyper aggressive there. He didn't put his infield in. His infield was back. A guy with 95 speed on third base with less than 2 outs. A ground ball right at someone or a deep fly ball is going to score me that run. So even an out will give me a run there, and so that's why it's important. If he throws me something in the zone, I gotta be hacking there. Like I always say, people say I have an overly patient approach, but it's really more assertive. There's a time and a place to be aggressive, in my opinion. And that was it. I'm not saying you're gonna get late okay home runs if you hit that way, because nobody should. But I guess that's the variance that worked in our favor there. Did I just do it again? Are you kidding me?
No chance to make a play on that one.
I've never been so disgusted while winning a game 6-0. What am I looking at? Oh my god. Dude, this guy gets the biggest props ever for not breaking his controller yet.
They need to knock him out and knock him out ASAP.
Not many things in this game make me speechless. I am completely at a loss for words right now. I can't even say I'm playing well. I've gotten 4 runs on late OK swings off Kluber on Legend. Good pitch, man. Slurve inside. I got to swing at it. Sorry, I'm a little rattled for him, dude. I don't know. I want this to be good gameplay for you guys to learn. I don't want to hit late OK home runs. But at least you guys can like kind of understand why I'm swinging there, I suppose. I guess Hanley had 2 strikes, so I don't have a choice. But at least with the Torre one, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that he gets some garbage ones later to try to tip the scales. Because yikes. Alright, let's talk about tilt. This is a great opportunity to talk about tilt. You guys think my opponent's tilted? Because I sure do. Would you be tilted? I sure would. So how do you pitch to someone that's on tilt? You throw them off speed, and you throw a lot of it, and you throw them a lot of balls. Because what do you want to do when you're on tilt? All you want to do is hit a perfect 500 feet for a home run. That's what you want to do when you're on tilt. And so throwing balls, throwing off speed, great way to counter someone on tilt, because they're not really consciously thinking about slowing their bat down. They're consciously thinking about how they just got screwed last inning, and all they want is to be rewarded, and all they want is for the game to not screw them. And when you're in that mindset, your bat's pretty much always fast, because fastball is the first thing that comes to mind when you're trying to hit tilted. So let's try to counter a little bit. Yeah, slowed his bat down there. So we're back to the hard stuff now, but after a rough inning for your opponent, at least for the first batter, I would definitely throw pretty much exclusively off speed and a lot of balls as well. If you really feel like your opponent's tilted, like him even check swinging at that is still pretty indicative of where his mind is at right now. Last time 3-2 we went sinker, so let's go off speed here, try to keep our tendencies in check, and that actually ended up being an accidental really good pitch. Tunneled up in middle and then broke inside with the slider. That's why Lodolo's so good, man. You could not hit your spot, and his stuff just breaks so much and tunnels so well that it doesn't matter at times, especially on Legend. But you can see his bat is still insanely fast, so I'm not going to give him any reason to crush me here. I'm just going to keep throwing him off speed until I think he's slowing his bat down, and he just gave me another K. This is actually a pretty important inning because he may rage quit if we score a lot. He may rage quit anyway, yeah. Dang it, man. All 3 of these episodes ended up being really short, but I actually recorded this one the game before too, and the guy quit in the 2nd inning, so I'm going to go ahead and post this one. I still think it was pretty good information. Absolutely disgusting home runs that I hit there, but to be fair, I'm the road team. He's the one that picked Shibbit. not an excuse, but Nick Lodolo with the save. Look at that. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought of the gameplay. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try my best to respond. Let me know what you think about the opener, if you think it's good or bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for making it this far. If you're all the way to the end of the video, you're a real one. I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for all your support this year. You guys have been absolutely incredible. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.